Praise and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, ha rakah kudash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba. This is John 5 verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Yahawah, and they that hear shall live, which the name of the Son of Yahawah is Yahawashi. And as you can see, he's speaking in this verse, that's why it's red letter. And they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, Yahawashi, which we have that life. All right. It says in Romans 8 verse 2, for the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahawashi had made me free from the law of sin and death. All right. So we have that life in us from Yahawah through Yahawashi. Verse 26, John 5 verse 26, for as the Father have life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and have given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man, right? Which he came as a man named Yahawashi, all right, and he came in the mortal flesh, which he suffered and was persecuted unto death, because he was righteous. It says, marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good, unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. Which the 2/3 here in America are going to get that damnation. It says in Matthew 25, in verse 40, it says, in Matthew 25, verse 40, Yahawashi says, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren that prophesy, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, which are the unbelieving Israelites, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. All right. But to his elect, he's going to give life. All right. But to the unbelieving, they're going to die in their unfaithfulness. All right. Oh, another one. Let me get Daniel 12 and 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust and in the confusion of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. So not all Israel is of Israel. Romans 9 verse 6. It says, not as though the word of Yahawah had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. So not every Israelite's going to be saved when Yahawashi returns. And it's going to be because they lack faith. They don't believe. And that is their damnation. It says in verse 30, John 5 verse 30, I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which sent me. So he's going to judge according to the word of Yahawah, It says in Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him, Yahawashi, was called Faithful and True, which he's not riding a horse, a literal horse. He's coming on a throne, a chariot, a so-called UFO fit for judgment. And in righteousness, he doth judge and make war. And that righteousness, when you go into that word, it means according to the law of Yahawah. Righteousness. Which it says the doctrine. When you go to the root word, Dikaios, righteous, observing divine laws, which I brought out earlier in another video, Hosea 4, verse 1. Hear the word of Yahawah, ye sons of Israel, for Yahawah hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of power in the land. See? So he's going to punish them that know not Yahawah and that have not obeyed the gospel of Yahawashi HaMashiach, dealing with the Israelites. The heathen, they have no salvation. Right? There is no promise of salvation to the heathen. It says in John 5, verse 31, Yahawashi says, if I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesseth of me is true. It says, verse 33, ye sent unto John, and he bare witness unto the truth, which the Lord sent John the Baptist in this generation as Abba Bivens, all right, which he began to preach, preparing the way for Yahawashi's return in 1969 in Harlem, Abba Bivens, which is Elijah and John the Baptist. But I receive not testimony from man, but these things I say that ye might be saved. He was a burning and a shining light, and ye were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me that the Father has sent me, because he was doing miracles. Verse 37, and the Father himself, Yahawah, which hath sent me, hath borne witness of me through his prophets. Ye have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape, and ye have not heard, it says, and ye have not his word abiding in you, for whom he has sent, him ye believe not. See? So you won't believe because you don't believe in his word. Yahawashi was written, the scriptures were written about Yahawashi. Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, which Yahawashi is that life. And ye will not come to me, that ye might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of Yahawah in you. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not, which he was doing the will of the Father. He was fulfilling prophecy. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. What you see with these Hollywood or music industry idols, all they rap about is themselves. They glorify themselves, which is really foolish when you think about it. And you're sitting there, oh yeah, oh man, right? Believing every word, right? When in fact, these rappers don't even live how they talk. Like, have you ever seen Lil Wayne? They try to make him look like this big, strong man. But if you actually seen him in real life, he's small like a woman. All right? And he's not as masculine as they try to portray him. He's very effeminate. All right? It says, and that's with all these people that act on TV or sing on TV. All right? Like this new, what's his name? Kevin Gates. You know? That dude's a straight up homosexual. You know what I'm saying? But they try to look at him like he's like the ultimate gangster when he talks with his country slang. See? But see, you got men testifying, risking their lives testifying of Yahawashi, but you don't even want to hear this. You don't even want to hear it. That's why the Lord's got to destroy these people, man. He got to destroy the 2/3 of the Israelites in America because they're trash. They rather listen to someone like Kevin Gates, right, than Yahawashi, right? They rather be with Barabbas than with Yahawashi. And that's why they got to be destroyed. It says in verse 44, Yahawashi, how can you believe which receive honor one of another and seek not the honor that cometh from Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi only? See, so these people today, they don't know nothing about honor. In fact, you know, I was thinking about it because my kids are homeschooled, and I watch like the things they watch just to check on them and see what's going on. And it hit me. I said, this is going to be the dumbest generation alive. Because with AI, all their information is lies, fairy tales, fables. So this generation, even though they have the most technology in their hand, they got a phone that is literally a computer. They could Google, they could Bing, they could AI, right? But they're the dumbest generation ever to exist because they know nothing. Everything they believe is a lie. Even these, you know, these so-called stars of America are a big fucking lie. Right? A lot of these actors that play like tough guys like Van Damme or Stallone, they have transformer children. They have had transformed children. Terry Crews. Yesterday we were catching up on some of those Fridays, and you see that Terry Crews in the third one. He's a big old muscle man, right? Look like a man of war, but this dude's a flamer. He came out and said that he was so-called touched in Hollywood. You see? So everything here is a big fucking lie. Big fucking lie. And the Lord hates that. And that's why he's going to destroy them that believe in the lies. Dealing with the Israelites, the heathen, they have no salvation. Fuck them. Fuck you fucking heathen. The day of the Lord's wrath is upon you heathen's head. Fuck you. Man, I can't wait to stand over you and just tell you, fuck you to your fucking face. It says in Obadiah 1, verse 15, for the day of Yahawah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So fuck you, heathen. All right? In fact, it says in 2 Ezra 16, it says in verse 1, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So fuck you, heathen. All right? Salvation is only for the Israelites, and it's for them that believe in Yahawashi. They were given that power to believe through from Yahawah to believe in Yahawashi. Now it says in John 5, verse 45, this is Yahawashi speaking, it's red letter. Do not think that Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father. There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust. Which, when Yahawashi comes back, he's going to judge according to the law. But the Israelites that are under this grace, and they're using it to optimize the teaching that we've been given, prophesying, right? The fruit of the Spirit, he's going to save the elect. But for the 2/3 that don't believe, and they're caught up in this world and its lies, you're going to be destroyed with it. It says, for had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. So these scriptures speak of Yahawashi. They're the word of Yahawah, but they speak of Yahawashi. But if ye believe not his writings, Moses's, how shall ye believe my words? See? So that's why we got to keep the commandments. All right? Meaning to remember them, recite them correctly, because they speak of Yahawashi. And they're the prophecy of what he's bringing. Colossians 2, verse 17. It says, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body of Hamashiach. You get it in the translation comparison. For these rules, these commandments, these instructions are only shadows of the reality yet to come. And Hamashiach's and Hamashiach, the Messiah himself, is that reality. Which this is what he's going to enforce, these commandments. That's why, once again, they're going to be judged according to the law when Yahawashi returns. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he had not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. So don't worry about all this bullshit that's out here in the world. All right. All right. As it says, let's get the translation comparison, NLT. It says, don't let anyone condemn you by insisting on pious self-denial or the worship of angels, saying they have had visions about these things. Their sinful minds have made them proud. It says in verse 19, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered and knit together increaseth with the increases of power. Translation comparison, NLT. And they are not connected to Hamashiach, the head of the body, for he holds the whole body together with its joints and ligaments, and it grows as power nourisheth it. See, in a head, you can't live without a head. You can live without an arm. You can live without a leg. You can even live with half your body. But you cannot live without a head, and Yahawashi is our head. And that's what the 2/3 are trying to do. Live without their head, Yahawashi. And in fact, they're looking for their head elsewhere. They're looking at the idols of Babylon, right? The false philosophies, the lies of Babylon. It says in verse 20, wherefore, if ye be dead with Hamashiach from the rudiments of the world, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances? Translation comparison. You have died with Hamashiach, and he has set you free from the spiritual powers of this world. So why do you keep following the rules of the world, such as taste not, it says touch not, taste not, handle not, which all are to perish with the using after the commandments and doctrines of men. And that's what that is. Touch not, taste not, handle not. That's the doctrines of men. It says in verse 23, which things have indeed a show of wisdom in will worship and humility and neglecting of the body, not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. Translation comparison NLT. These rules may seem wise because they require strong devotion, pious self-denial, and serve bodily discipline, but they provide no help in conquering a person's evil desires, which that comes from Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, which he converts our soul. All right. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, ha-rakakudash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule well and which taught us the truth. The apostle elders, which rule great millstone well. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba.